Welcome to Sports Page Live. I'm Eric Crawford. The last two University of Louisville football games have been played in monsoons. Rick, what am I going to get this weekend in Pittsburgh?
I think you're going to get an early wake-up call, sir. I'm Rick Bozich. We'll leave the weather forecasting to an expert. Jude Redfield will be in later in the show. But I'm going to Fayetteville where the skies are not cloudy all day.
I think there's been a permanent dark cloud over Fayetteville, right? It's going to be something. Just promise me one thing. If you ride a motorcycle, wear a helmet down there, okay?
I can find one on eBay.
Well, we've got a lot to get to in the show. Again, welcome to Sports Page Live. We'll be taking your questions for the next half hour. We'll be talking a lot of sports. We're going to talk about the dysfunction in Fayetteville. We're going to talk about the University of Kentucky and its football woes. But first, we're going to get to the well-rested University of Louisville football team. How well-rested? Rick, I don't know. We haven't really seen them play since that first half against North Carolina. Are we going to see that team again anytime soon?
You know, I think that you will, and the reason is Louisville's schedule broke down in a very convenient way this season. The first 5 games, all non-conference games. They are the last of the 68 teams in a BCS conference to actually play a conference game. Had a week off to get ready, and now they're starting to hear some of the chatter, that Rutgers and Cincinnati have sort of displaced them as the team to beat in the Big East. Plus, if you were at the U of L football complex on Monday, you saw the signs posted that they haven't beaten Pittsburgh the last 4 or 5 times they played. Yeah,
they're the only Big East team that Charlie Strong has not beaten. What I'm looking for is to see whether this offense can come around. You know, it was great. 36 points in the first half against North Carolina. Looked like it was getting ready. Teddy Bridgewater was getting ready to be Teddy Heisman, and things were really rolling. I mean, we haven't seen that since, however, against defenses that frankly aren't that good. Now, they've been playing in the rain, and while we've talked a lot about the defense and the inability to get sacks and the inability to get pressure on people, the offense has been the big question, and I think it's going to be the offense as you look at the Big East that sets them apart from teams like Rutgers and Cincinnati. They should have the most explosive offense in the league. It hasn't been playing like it, and maybe they get a dry track at Pittsburgh to see if they can bring it back.
Yeah, I think a couple things are worth mentioning. One is last 3 games Southern Miss has played, blown out by Western, played Louisville close in the monsoon. I was there. I remember the conditions. And then they had Boise at home last week, and Boise blew them out down there in Hattiesburg. So that causes a little bit of alarm. And also, if you look at the other Big East teams, Rutgers has sort of emerged as the best defensive team, I believe, in the Big East. Nobody's rushed for 100 yards on them this season. They've won 3 road games. They are 5-0. And Cincinnati has emerged as the best offensive team. They hung 52 on Miami of Ohio Saturday night. They now lead the league in scoring. So I think Louisville does have 2 legitimate contenders in the Big East this year.
Well, I think that Louisville's offensive weapons are better than the defensive weapons anywhere else. I think they've far and away got the best offense. So if this team is going to separate itself at all from the Big East and be the kind of special team that it looked like it could be, it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater. He's the player of the year in the conference and you know, needs to play like it. And these receivers need to make a difference. And, you know, Senoris Perry and Jeremy Wright have been great. They have the tools, and I think it's offense that's going to be the key, and offense that I'm going to be looking for in Pittsburgh, which is the opposite, probably,